be like, I told you not to touch that. Are you talking 9, precious? Let's go back to your seats right now. I wait till they're 4th graders. No. The 3rd graders look at me like they're a little scared. I'm like, what? I was like, okay, it's too soon.
Okay. Well, that was nice and weird.
What?
I think it's fine. It's fine. It's
my Gollum voice?
Yes.
You could do it too.
I got it on recording, so that's even better.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you should have gotten that.
Well, it did.
Perfect soundbite.
So there you go. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let me find my notes. Right. Oh crap! I just put my notes away. Come back. Nerds by Screenlight. Okay. All right. What did I say for the opener? I think I got the opener here. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to clap on this thing so I can see it on there that I'm starting. So here we're gonna go ahead and started. Are we ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Zoe, make sure yours is pulled close to your face. Yep. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome to Nerds by Screenlight. My name is.
We were all supposed to clap.
No, you weren't. Phil just did it because I think he just felt like he had to.
Okay.
I'm used to it. Okay. I'm used to like when I see people do it, everyone does it at the same time.
It's fine. It wasn't a kid. Zoe is already losing it. It is not even 5 minutes in, and she's just like, "What is happening?" It's fine, Zoe.
Okay, cool.
Everything's fine. Well, anyway, now that we got that out of the way, so a little note. This is not the 100th episode of Nerds by Screenlight, but this is the actual 100th episode of anything I've recorded under this banner of A Delayed Teacher on Libsyn. So I started podcasting, hilariously enough, on January 8th, 2018. There's an episode all the way back in the back.
It's the year after we got married.
Yes. So it was an episode where all of my friends from college, from Metro State University, we sat down and the title of the episode is Almost Student Teachers. Aww. And so we all sat down and I was using USB mics at the time.
Oh, I
didn't have any of this. And so it was a whole work of effort to get it all working. I didn't have this whole setup. I didn't have any of this. And so 100 episodes ago, 5 years ago, we're heading into our 6th year. I'm heading into my 6th year of podcast production in this way. So this is episode 37. That's an exciting number anyway. But that's just kind of a cool marker for me is that on January 8th, in just a couple of days, I will be able to mark and say it's been 5 years of podcast production.
Yep.
And most of it has been, a good portion of it has been the school stuff, has been this stuff. So that's my own personal thing. So welcome to the new year.
Yay, 2024.
Yay, let's be as good as, or not as bad as 2023 maybe, I don't know.
Or 2020 for that matter.
Yeah.
Just never do that again.
Depending on your perspective. All right, so the opener, the question of the day is, what did you do for New Year's Eve and why?
Why?
Yeah, you gotta explain yourselves.
You want me to do it?
I didn't do anything. I played video games and drank a little. That was it.
Okay, all right.
Well.
But why?
But
But why? But why? Tell us why.
I don't know what else I would do. I don't go like out on the town or nothing like that. You know.
That's the Phil way.
Yeah, just chill.
Chill
hang
out. Chill out. Okay.
okay, well, I can't stay up till midnight.
Okay.
So we watched the ball drop in New York at 10 o'clock our
Yeah,
time.
we did do that.
Okay.
We had Asti Spumante, which is this like sparkling wine because I don't really like champagne like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So me and my dad toasted at 10.
Okay.
And I went to bed.
You went to bed. Okay.
I'm an old lady at 31.
That shit. I stayed up. The thing is, like, I hate, like, especially here where we're at in Colorado and the mid Wild West out here. Like, I stepped outside right at midnight, and I heard bazookas going off.
Like
they're here, and I'm like, you got to have a permit for that, I'm sure. I know you just got it for Christmas too.
You know they got calls all night about that.
Yeah, and I hate it because like I got a dog. My dog don't like it, and what goes up must come down. You know, like
yeah.
And I didn't see a single firework.
You just heard it.
It was just boom, boom, boom.
Boom. Yeah.
Tell them what our neighbors did.
Oh my gosh, my neighbors. So they have 3 vehicles. Stroke of midnight, they set all their car alarms off.
Oh, you've got to be joking me.
And where we like that echoes. It's not like
Oh. that's just jerky behavior.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Okay.
So that was our New Year's Eve.
Wow. So our New Year's Eve was we celebrated a little bit of family, but we were tired.
Yeah, but it was exciting because Aaron's I don't know if you guys know this. You might, but Aaron's uncle passed away this past year, and his widow decided to come from Montana to stay in Phoenix for winter.
Yeah, so she'll spend 3
She
months
arrived
down there.
that night, and so she
we
and one of her sons spent
we got
New Year's
to hang
with
out
us.
with them and talk to them and
cool.
spend time with
Yeah.
them. So
Nice.
that was the nice piece of that. But we literally left at like 9:30.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah, and-
People who
but-
go to bed early are still cool.
Yeah, well, and it's
That's right.
yeah.
There's a video. It's a video.
Well, I stayed up and it wasn't worth it. Trust me.
So we went back to the hotel and went to sleep.
Because we had an early morning.
And then
and you were getting sick.
I was starting to get sick.
Yep.
no.
And so that's kind of where I was annoyed. So I went to bed, and then at midnight in Arizona,
Yeah.
near our hotel, I could hear the. So I got
I
woken
was out,
up.
I didn't hear it.
I got woken up by fireworks, and I was just
At least it was fireworks.
Yeah, that was the small consolation prize I got out of that deal. And I was just like, you okay? It's New Year's Eve, fine. It's midnight, it's a thing, fine. You do what you got to do. But it didn't make me any happier, or it just was not fun. So yeah, we then that morning we got up at 7 and rolled
No, we
out.
left the hotel at 7.
Yeah, we left the
Oh,
hotel at 7.
geesh.
We rolled out because we want to go see the Grand Canyon.
Well, yeah,
So-
which was awesome.
Yeah, New Year's
It was a
Day.
very quick trip, and you were not feeling
Yeah, I
well. The
was-
sickness was really
Yeah.
starting to
we,
hit.
We spent about 45 minutes at the Grand Canyon taking pictures and observing. It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But
He's
if I-
never been. I was
yeah.
like, you have to go. We
Yeah,
have
you're
to.
that close. You gotta go.
I know. So, but we've talked about like going back.
Yeah, we'll eventually get back to the Grand Canyon. So now the next question is, what would you like to do for New Year's Eve? And of course, the why. What would be your
And
dream
why?
your dream New Year's Eve event?
Good question.
Play video games and drink a little.
Live
What
your
you
best
did.
life.
Well, at least you're consistent, Phil.
I mean, like, I don't. If I was more adventurous, I would love to go to New York.
So here's the thing.
I hate crowds, though.
I do too. And so I was thinking of that as I wrote that question down when I was making my notes. I was like, oh, well, I've never been to New York on, New Year's Eve. And as I thought it in my head, I'm like, but it is an awful place to be because there's just people and it's so segmented.
Pickpocketing galore, I bet.
Well, and just like crowds and you're crowded and I'm uncomfortable and yeah, sure.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Cold.
it's not fun, and so I think about that like you, like would I really go back? Like, okay, here's what I would do. I would say give me like a nice hotel room, with the view of Times Square.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Give me like nice room service. Give me the open window so I can hear, and I can at least celebrate that. Like, I'll do that. I will. That would be my dream. I like, hey, give me a nice hotel right next door to the Times Square thing, and I'll be able to enjoy it from there, and have some friends over and just hang out and have fun in the hotel room.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what about you, Zoe?
So I was gonna say I've always wanted to at least once experience New York City thing.
Yeah.
But I've heard there is a specific hotel that if you stay there,
Yeah.
they like already have a space waiting for you
okay.
people, so you can literally just come right down when the ball's about to drop
Oh,
and go
cool.
in the little
Okay.
space.
So they got
I'd
like a
probably stay at that
reserve.
hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Vicki?
I've never really had the desire for the whole New York City thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't Disney do something? They shoot off fireworks
They
too,
probably,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what? I would be down
So-
for that because it's not as cold.
Definitely.
Funny story. So there's a guy on YouTube that I follow. I've been following him for years. His name is Adam the Woo, and he's fantastic. He's a Disney guy. Been a Disney guy for a long time, but he also does he did exploration videos for a lot of his tenure. But he did New Year's Eve at Epcot, and hated it.
Really?
Because apparently it was just a excuse for drinking for people, and it was like there was just it was just a drunken thing, and he's like, I don't enjoy this. This is not fun for me. Like, everyone's just drinking and being loud, and and I'm with him on that one. I am not a fan of that particular kind of evening because you don't know what you're getting. I mean, yeah, it's in a park and Disney park, and you're probably safe, but people do things when they're
Never
not supposed
know.
to. Yeah, it's just so, like, yeah, he hated it. He was mad. He was like, I am not the target for this. He's about my age, probably a little younger. And he had just been looking to go to a Disney Epcot evening adventure New Year's Eve, and he's like, nope, never coming back ever again for this. I'm not gonna do it. And I'm just like, no, that's not that's not the worst thing in the world.
I don't really dream of like the city scene for New Year's Eve. I would rather go somewhere beautiful. And I mean, it can be like a fun town.
Yeah.
And I would just love to be with like either like family or like a big group of friends. Let's play games. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
And watch the ball drop from like, I don't know, like a big screen TV. Like that to me is like, actually when you and I were dating, we hung out with friends. We went out somewhere from dinner. That was really cold.
Yeah.
Then we came back to a place and hung out and watched the ball drop. To me, that was like perfect.
Yeah. It's a little easier.
Yeah.
All right. I guess this is the last question of the day. There's a lot of questions in this question of the day. I loaded it up apparently.
It's like an interview.
I know.
Does New Year's Eve even matter anymore?
That is like a great question because I think about that every year as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm just like, it's another day. Like the next day I do my vision board and my whole thing. But that night I don't really care anymore. Like when I was younger, because we would go out partying or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Now I don't like doing that. So.
Right. I think maybe it's a consequence of getting older. Like if we were like 20 somethings on this podcast, I almost said blog, on this podcast, like
that ages.
Does. We're old.
Yep.
Well, on the day of the blog, the
Yeah.
age of the blog is dead. Long live the blog.
No, like the blog.
I think it's a consequence of getting older. Is you don't put as much value in that.
Yeah.
And it's weird because if you ask 16-year-old me, 16-year-old me will be like, yeah, no, let's go till midnight, let's do it. 20-year-old me probably would have. I don't know if 23-year-old me would have. Like as I got progressively older, I kind of just got tired of it. And I also wonder if we're culturally just kind of not there anymore.
It's
I think
definitely
2020 burned us. It has burned me. And like, Happy New Year, best year ever. And I'm like, we said that.
Yeah. And look where it got us.
I mean,
I don't know. Like, hopefully it'll be a good year. Let's make good decisions, everybody.
Yeah, I can't. Looking back on those are cringy because it was like 2020 specifically. Everyone was like, "This is like the year,"
Yeah.
and then
They're like, "Boo, 2019, worst year ever." We had no idea.
Yeah.
No
Sweet
idea.
summer children, welcome to hell.
yeah,
Yeah.
never want to relive that again.
It's still 2020.
I do want to say I kind of wonder if it's a cultural thing. In former Soviet Union, New Year's Eve is as big as Christmas.
Okay,
Santa comes on New Year's Day. They open presents after midnight. There's so much food. It's a whole thing. I've talked to my students about it, and you think our fireworks are bad, Aaron?
Yeah.
They'll shoot them off into trees.
Oh, gosh.
It's nuts.
No.
So like
boy.
it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Like comparatively, after I've experienced that, our New Year's is like,
Pretty tame.
yeah.
Yeah.
They go all out. It is their Christmas.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's
in a way.
I feel like we here, like especially from the time my experience in Fort Morgan, we celebrate the 4th of July more than
Yeah. Yeah. It gets loud.
they for the whole month.
The whole month.
Literally.
The whole month.
Yep. You're like, the fireworks have begun. It's June 15th.
It's a multi-day event.
And can I just? It's illegal, correct?
Generally, most fireworks are. Yes.
Yeah, if they go up and boom, it's illegal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is anyone doing anything about that?
No.
Well, you got to. We don't
It's
have a
implied.
large police department, so they do what they can, but they've also got everything else they're dealing with.
But I mean, we have like people at our townhouse setting off fireworks, and that's scary.
Yeah.
making them
They
good
go
life
off
choices.
like right there at the roof line, and it's like, whoa.
That seems like a very bad life choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For everyone.
Everyone involved.
Not involved.
Right.
And best believe my neighbor's the one that does it too.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. That's delightful. All right, well, there you go.
They have fun.
So newsflash, New Year's doesn't matter anymore. Or New Year's Eve
Not
doesn't matter
much.
anymore.
New Year's Day is where it's at.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
it-
man, travel on New Year's Day. No one's out.
Yeah, no one's driving.
And like there was the visitor center was closed at Grand Canyon, but it was not crowded. It's the off season.
Yeah.
It was nice. It
was
was
great.
Everybody's sleeping in.
Yep.
I was like, this is the best decision ever.
We weren't sleeping in. We were trying to get to Grand Junction in a timely fashion while I was dying on the road trying to drive. All right.
Yeah,
well,
it was pretty
we
rough.
will take our intro music break, and we will come back with the New Year's Eve, or not New Year's Eve, Oh man, reading is hard. Apparently, it's you see. Look, it's even on my phone. New Year's Hodge. No New Year's Eve in there. I'm a professional. It's my show. As the thing says, it's my show. And I can't even lead it right. Jeez.
My mom's going to love that one.
Yeah. I said it just for her. She'll get a chuckle out of that.
We love it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic gift. It's literally sitting on the light above me, lit up from the little. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I squealed when I opened it. I was like, oh my gosh! And it's been as they say in the United Kingdom in pride of place ever since. All right, we'll be back here on Nerds by Screenlight for it's a New Year's hodgepodge, all the things. So buckle up, hold on, and grab a cup of tea because here we go.
Get nerdy with me. Talk nerdy to me. Get nerdy with me. All I really need for you to do is just please.
I get so.
Talk to me. Talk nerdy to me.
I was like, should I clap?
I was about to. She would have freaked out.
Zoe would have lost it.
It's always like, I'm not familiar with this culture. What's happening here?
That's what it feels like.
It's a secret little cultural thing.
It's the first time we
That's a little Tarzan, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. All right. So here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Zoe can't handle it. There we go. I could heard that. All right. Welcome back to Nerds by Screenlight. My name is Aaron.
I'm Vicki.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Zoe.
And we are struggling.
recovery.
We're in recovery from.
This is why we got to record these because they're just so funny.
Yeah. No, I haven't made a mark on there, so I'm going to go through and it'll all come out in the wash eventually. All right. So topic 1 for the show topic. New Year's resolutions.
Nerd year resolutions.
Thank you. New nerd year resolutions. What are your nerd year resolutions and why? I'm curious. You took notes. You did notes, Zoe. Do you want to jump to you? Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. What you got?
Well, Aaron.
Why does that sound so God, it sounds like
Stale.
No, it sounds like she's about to attack him for no reason.
Well, Aaron.
That's because we know each other so well. Okay. You know that I don't do resolutions.
I know.
As she's not reading from a script that she wrote 2 hours ago.
Underlining. Don't do resolutions. Why do you make me do it myself? So, what do you do instead?
Growing up, at church, we had this. I think they called it a white rock ritual.
Oh.
It's basically the one word.
So ominous. At church, they had a white rock ritual.
Okay, you'll understand it. So you know how we do the one word thing at school?
Yes.
That is the idea.
Okay.
But then you...
It sounds like I'm accusing you of being in a cult.
So you're very distracting. I'm trying to take her seriously.
I'm not going to say it because you'll cut it out, so never mind.
I did cut out the Scientology
I know, I was
stuff.
about to be well, maybe I'm in Scientology.
No, you're not. I would know.
You would know.
And I'd hear about it.
Yes.
So, okay. Same idea. You pick a word for the year that you're kind of is going to keep you in line, whatever. Yeah. But then you put it on this white rock that you keep with you all year long. So it's kind of like a reminder of your word.
Okay. Have you chosen your word for the year?
I have.
Oh, well, Zoe, tell us all about it. Why don't you?
My word for 2024
Someone snorted.
Me.
Is elevate.
Elevate.
And it actually took me a while. I looked up some synonyms to find the right word.
Okay.
Because I believe last year I picked balance. So this year it's elevate.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I also do a vision board, which you also know because I make the kids do it. So I've already made that with my word elevate on it. So anyways, for this year, why I picked elevate. Last year, I started my LPC candidate supervision hours. I started a business. So this year, I want to increase my business.
Yeah.
I want to maybe start doing some groups.
Okay.
I want to save money because we want to buy our first house.
Yeah.
So those are kind of my things that I'm working on.
Okay.
This year.
That's awesome. I love that word choice. How did you do with balance last year? How would you, if you were to review that, like in overall, like were you successful in that word being used well?
Most of the year, yes. There was a time that tripped me up, and then I had to like remind myself about the balance thing.
Yeah.
Because originally I was going to be working 6 days a week, and I only have 1 day off.
Yeah. And
I was like, that's just not. That's not doable.
Yeah, that's rough.
And even my supervisor was like, no, you need to talk to your clients. Like, you need to figure it out. So I moved everyone to Saturday so that I have Sunday and Monday off.
Yeah.
So I think I did actually do very well with the balance. Nice. I had a little trip up, but then I had to remind myself, like,
well, and a lot of that. So the word, choosing a word for the year has become very popular in the last couple of years. Like it's been just and it started. I think actually Dr. Frasco at Rena Frasco was a big part of that. A couple of years back, she was talking about that, and she chooses a word as well and puts it on our Facebook, whatever. I think to your point of you don't do New Year's resolutions, I think there's a lot of people who have kind of hit that end of that road of like, I'm done trying to make resolutions. I'm done trying to like meet this checklist. I'm going to choose a word, and that word then you can extrapolate that out to, okay, the balance of my life, the balance of my exercise life, the balance of my whatever life, yada, yada, yada. There's so many more like pieces of that you can then apply to it without having to make an exhaustive New Year's resolutions list, which just makes you want to like put your head through a desk.
They never worked for me. Like I would give up like a month, like after January, I'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah, I can't. The list is too much.
Yeah, I can't.
There's a reason why the ball drop is sponsored by Planet Fitness.
It really was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I think it has been like for several years.
Jeez.
It's like, wow.
It's the worst. I shouldn't say the worst time to go to the gym, but like I've been taking a yoga class, and I went Tuesday, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot more people. Oh, right, January.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how it works. Phil, do you have any New Year's resolutions or your choice of word for the year?
I didn't really think of a word.
Okay.
But as far as like resolutions, I just want to be able to like actually finish the games I start.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last game that I've beaten.
Yeah.
And it's probably like, because I have not beaten Elden Ring, have not finished Starfield, have not finished Diablo.
Okay.
Like, and I spend a lot of money on these things.
Yeah.
Zoe and I do. Like, we spend a ton of money on these games.
Oh, yeah, no, I bought Diablo myself.
And I don't finish them.
Yeah.
I either get stuck into the battle pass multiplayer aspect of it, and just stop playing.
But in your defense, though, Diablo 4 is not the greatest game in the world. That first half of it, or the first third of it even, is pretty good. It's really engrossing. It's really interesting. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
And you get past that first third, and you're just like, and this is what's left. This is what you. This is what you spent. Like what? And I in the same boat. I've gotten through the first third, maybe the first half of Diablo 3. And I'm just like, or Diablo 4, I guess, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not fun anymore.
Well, let me blow your mind.
Okay.
I have not played the Halo Infinite campaign.
What?
All I've done is the multiplayer. And I'm like, and now like this big open world, like it kind of like it's intimidating. A lot of these games that I'm not finishing, they're open world.
Okay.
But so I really want to start finishing the games that I'm playing.
I can understand that.
And I also want to like start getting into new types of shows.
Okay.
Because Zoe's always like, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch that, and I'll put it off.
Yeah.
Then I finally watch it, and
he loves
I'm addicted to it for like
like Black Lightning. I was like, let's watch it. He's like, I don't want to watch this, and then addicted.
Up until like a certain point, and then I got tired of it. So we didn't finish it.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What else is happening for you this year?
I'll graduate eventually.
Woo-hoo.
That's exciting.
Yeah, hopefully.
In December.
Do you think that's part of it because you've got like all that schoolwork you still got to get done? It's hard to balance like being able to finish those games and have that time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because especially for when it comes to like online classes, I procrastinate.
Yeah.
I'll put them on, put them off, and then try to do them all at the end, and that gets stressful. But and then not even just that. Some of the other classes I take, they require a lot of mental energy.
Yeah.
And it's draining and
like coding.
That's like cut my whole HTML.
Yeah.
That when I was the whole time during that class, all I could do when I got home, that's when I stopped playing Starfield.
Okay.
And just went straight to multiplayer games because I'm like, I can't. My brain.
Yeah. Now, coding takes a lot of your brain. Like, takes a lot of brain power. And I, like, back in the day, I used to manually code HTML, like, this is 15, 20 years ago. And that was challenging on a level of, ugh. And I can imagine now with HTML5 and everything else.
So you saw the source code for GTA 5 got leaked.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
So some people were looking through it, and some coder put a line in there like, I want to kiss myself. Like, only not kiss, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
But and someone commented, they're like, this is a more common line in coding than you guys realize.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Oh my goodness.
But for why?
Because it's hard. Coding it's line by line. So if you think about if you write an email, think about writing that email 50 different times in 50 different ways. In repeating that over and 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 over.
Imagine like coding a website that has like over 100 pages, like a directory or something.
But I'm just like, why would they put that in the code?
Because they're angry and they're cranky and they're tired and they're exhausted. And they can put it in there and they can isolate it so it doesn't actually affect the programming.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're just writing the code and they're just like okay, isolate, whatever.
I forget what it was. I think it was Doom. One of the coders put in there like, I'm terrible at designing maps. They just hide it in there. It's just getting your feelings out, Yeah.
In code.
Sometimes that's the only way you can, that's like in any job, you're going to have an outlet, and that's what they do, I guess, in that world.
Fair.
Okay. Vicki, do you have any New Year's resolutions or words you're thinking about choosing?
I do New Year's resolutions. I try to make it really tangible. Like, for example, last year, mine was, I want to read more, but what I did with it was I want to read 12 books, like one book per month.
Nice.
Roughly.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I met it. It kind of went beyond it. I try to make it like I'll pick something and I'll try to think of like little goals. Mm-hmm. This one isn't nerdy, it's spiritual. I don't know if we could talk about that on here.
Ish. We'll see.
I'm joining Scientology.
God, we gotta stop.
Aaron's gonna leave me.
If you did do that, yeah, there would be a conversation.
There would be.
I saw an opportune moment and took it.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations. Perfect timing.
It's very good. I'm not very good at praying. And I wanted to grow in that area. So what I did is I bought like a journal so that I could write some of it down. And then I found like a guided prayer app that I really like.
Oh, cool.
And so what I've found that seems to be working for me, I tried it in Arizona and it worked, is I'll go for a walk and I'll listen to it while I walk.
Yeah.
And I focus better.
Yeah. So we here under the umbrella of Create at Morgan and this podcast, we encourage folks, spiritual is definitely a piece of us. Whatever that ends up being, be it through faith, be it through meditation, be it through whatever. Yeah, we absolutely recognize and encourage folks to explore that piece of you and to see what you need in that area to help balance and to help all that kind of stuff. So, I
think that's a great resolution.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think yeah.
And I wouldn't even call it a resolution. I call it like a goal. Like, that's your goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it is that you have to like it's the old and broken New Year's resolutions. New and shiny is just make it a goal, and that is attainable. It's something you can go.
Yeah, that's one of my goals when I do this is like, let's make something.
Yeah.
Make it something that you can do.
Yeah. My New Year's resolution / word / whatever. I don't have a word yet. I've done this for the last couple of years where I've written a blog, old school.
It's true.
It is. I do. It's a thing. I haven't chosen a word for this year, but I think one of my New Year's goals or 2024 is to lose more weight and to exercise more.
Tell them how much you have lost.
Yeah, so I went into the doc on Friday, partially just to get my blood checked. Some on blood thinners, but also because it was a nice thing because I was also sick. And I was like, can we just get me some medication?
Please.
And they're like, well, it's 7 days in, and we usually prescribe at 7, so let's do it. It's like, awesome, let's go. So I got that, but they did my weight, and I was at 241. Nice. That's the lowest I've been in a while.
Nice.
So then the last time they saw me, I was at 260.
Wow, Aaron.
So I went down 20 pounds, which I'm okay with. So I just want to make sure I continue that track record and get healthy. I've got you see the boxing thing over there, and I've got my bike, and we've got an exercise bike upstairs, and so my goal is
drinking water.
Yep, drinking a lot more water. I think that may have helped. So
you've been doing good at school.
Yeah, drinking lots of water. At
I'm glad to hear
drinking
that.
lots of water. It's important. So that's my New Year's thing, is just to get healthy, to get healthier, and to be better.
He tried my almond milk the other night. I was like,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Really? You want this?
Almond milk?
Yeah,
Me too.
It was good. I enjoyed it, and so it's unsweetened, so it's just the basics. It's not anything exciting. So that's what we're gonna do there. Okay, what was your worst New Year's resolution in your life that you can recall? If there was one.
Is there like an example?
Like you made a resolution and you just bombed it.
Oh,
like,
many times.
Yeah, over and over. That's why it was like no more resolutions.
Like the whole working out one is probably the worst one anyone could make.
Yeah.
Because
you stick to it for like a month and then you.
Yeah, or either that or you just become addicted to it, and which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be.
Yeah,
it can be.
Of all the addictions in the world to find, exercise is just not the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be considered self-harm if you push yourself too far.
Yeah, because you can.
And that's important for Zoe, and I appreciate Zoe saying that, because it is. There are examples of where that becomes a very bad thing, where it can cause a lot more harm than good.
Or you could get obsessive, or you could collapse, or
Or I mean, like I literally know people that do it to feel the pain in their body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like to feel something.
Okay.
But so that's not the healthiest way.
Yeah.
No.
I agree. I don't. What was my? I think. Like, this is back in the day when I was young and foolish, and I lived in Denver. But I made a New Year's. I was just like, I'm gonna go to 24-hour fitness every day, and I'm gonna get a membership.
See?
And it was not good. I spent money on that thing, and it was.
And how hard was it to get out of that?
Oh,
membership?
it was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was the worst. And so I was like, I'm never gonna do 24-hour fitness.
See, that's how they get you. They make it hard.
Yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. And it was like really close to my home, and I still
was really close.
Yeah, I couldn't get myself to motivate, and so it was just like.
I feel it.
Was this while we were dating or before?
No, before.
Okay, I was trying to remember.
Yep, much before.
This came up.
What was your best? Do you have like a New Year's resolution that you like? I think Zoe, your example of your balance this year, that's a shining example of your best.
So I actually did pick like last year, because I had put that I want to start my LPC thing.
Yeah.
It was scary at first, but I pushed myself to do it, and I'm actually so glad that I did.
Yeah.
So I would say
that's your best. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Phil, any memories of the best New Year's resolution that really worked out well?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't really make too many resolutions. I mean, the only one I can really think of is like recently, like with what I'm doing with school and being able to learn enough to build a website for Zoe and stuff like that. Like I'm really proud of doing that stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. You should be. That's a cool thing. That's a cool achievement. There's nothing small about that at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vicki, was there ever a good resolution that really worked out?
So it's ironic, but you know how like the working out one didn't work out for you?
Yep.
Well, you might recall that one year that was my resolution. I wanted to start running.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like I would go on these long walks, and sometimes I was just like I wanted to run.
Yeah.
And around that time, I had just gotten a job, and at my place of employment, they had like a built-in gym with showers.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "There's literally no excuse for me not to do this now." Mm-hmm. So I would like finish up my work day, and I would like go back there, and I did like couch to 5K. When I did that, and then we would meet up and like volunteer the evenings. So it was like a really good way for me to be disciplined and do it.
Yeah,
nice.
So that's kind of how it worked out.
Nice.
So I didn't have to pay for a gym membership. It was literally
it was there,
and people never really used it. Yeah,
it's kind of like when you go and. Especially like when I was younger, when you go and stay at a hotel, like that would be the only time I'd go to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like when we go to hotels, I'm like that weird person. I call myself weird that I'm going to get my workout in. I'm going to go in there, and I'm usually the only one in the gym except this time.
Yeah.
We were in Phoenix. I went into that gym twice, and both times someone came in with me, and it was weird, but it was good. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Motivation.
There you go. All right, we're moving into topic 2, and then we're going to take a break. State of the fandom. And this was kind of just random thrown in there. I'm a poet and don't even know it. So we have a bunch of fandoms here. I want to go to the bottom of the list, actually, and talk about this. Because I have feelings. The Mean Girls is back.
Uh-huh.
Is it a movie
next week?
It's a movie or a TV show? It's a movie.
It's basically a reboot because it is literally called Mean Girls. They already did Mean Girls 2.
Right.
So they are literally rebooting the exact same story with new people. Except for Tina Fey and the
Tim Meadows.
guy. Yeah.
Tim Meadows is back.
And Tina Fey wrote the screenplay.
That's right.
I'm really excited. It comes out next week, January 12th.
Yeah, Zoe's really excited. Zoe's really excited.
Oh, you've talked about this, how much you
I
wanted
manifested this. I totally did.
Zoe is ground zero for the Mean Girls reboot. She started it. It's all her, all Bao.
Oh, I have some students I know will be in my corner about this.
So I watched the trailer, and I've kind of been just watching the trailer back and forth a couple times.
They're so sassy.
That's the point.
I don't know.
Kind of the point.
I feel like
they're mean girls.
I know. I think I'm just too much of a lover of the original, and just how classic it was and how perfect it was. Why do we need to mess with perfection?
Because now that you got to have Gen Z.
Yeah, well, Gen Z.
I love how that one girl in the trailer is like, if we could make you perfect if we could just change everything.
That's what they say in the original.
Well, I'm not a mean girl
they say
connoisseur.
the same thing to Lindsay Lohan, okay? Oh, did you catch this? I didn't catch this in the trailer. I had to read about it. It's going to be a musical.
Oh.
Why are you sad? You should be happy.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
I hope it works. I really.
So here's what bothered me about the trailer is it's so confident about itself. It is just like, it's gonna be amazing, and if you don't like this, you're a loser and you suck.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be amazing.
I don't think you're gonna win this, but I think it's just a hill she's gonna die.
I think we're gonna.
You found it.
I think we're gonna come to a tie.
It's just you have your flag.
Yeah.
It's pink, obviously.
Obvious.
I think it'll be better than we think it's going to be.
I'm hopeful.
But Aaron, you're like team black and white movies for life and never remake anything.
Yeah, because the remakes have never been good. There's no humbleness or subtlety to this trailer. It's just like, Mean Girls, here we go, and I'm like, okay.
Because
Mean Girls are not known for being humble.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't know. It'll be what it'll be. I'm sure it's gonna be a great movie.
Well, and all the fan people loved that trailer because it's like all the classic lines.
Yeah.
And even like the sex education guy, I'm like, thank God he's in it. That's like, he's so funny.
Maybe that'll be the movie we watch for one of our episodes.
It comes out next week, and I think it'll be on Paramount. I think.
Okay, well, I'll put it on the list. We do have to figure out what our.
I was asking Phil. I was like, "How are we going to pick who goes first?"
We'll probably just roll some dice, or
I'm down with that.
A dice app.
You do owe her for Pinocchio.
She's still bringing that up in 2024.
Yeah.
I know. I need to stop.
Polly Shore's Pinocchio. It's gonna haunt us
forever.
Good God.
Every time I forget about it, you guys keep reminding me.
Phil goes into PTSD land. He's like, no.
My eyes just dilate, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
Phil's not here right now. He'll be back in approximately 2 to 3 minutes. As soon as he comes out of this cloud of darkness. All right, state of the fandom. Do we have any feelings on Star Wars?
He does.
Not me. The internet does.
Nice deflection.
Okay, so
It's not me. It's the internet.
Aaron, you're going to have to help me out with names.
Okay.
The lady that is directing the new movie.
Oh, I heard about this.
So she apparently wants to make a female take the reins and blah, blah, blah. And the internet is like going crazy, like mad about it. And I'm like, did we not see the last 3?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel too.
It's so that the idea behind it is the statement she made, I think was in the lines of like the first time there will be a female something or like protagonist or whatever at the lead and leading. And I'm like,
we did that.
Princess Leia, General.
There's always been strong women.
Yeah.
No
Mon
kidding.
Mothma. Hi, how you doing? Have you watched the series? Like, what is wrong?
Yeah.
So that's like, I think that's part of what's sticking in people's like tripping people up.
Yeah.
Is that this idea of, well, there hasn't been anybody like this before.
Right.
And it's like, yes, there has. And you
But
just
Carrie Fisher
did it.
would say if she was still around.
Right.
To that.
Carrie Fisher was. I mean,
Yeah, she'd be like, hello.
yeah, hi, that was me. 3 movies and the sequels.
Yeah.
So it feels like, because we got to walk this line delicately on this podcast, because we don't want to start a flame war or anything. But it feels like with Star Wars, and especially because it's Disney'd, they can't get themselves out of their own way. Instead of coming out and saying, well, it's going to be this, and it's going to be the first of this and that, people in their within this kind of situation go, look, just make me the movie. Don't tell me what it's going to be or what's the game-changing elements of the acting decisions or the directing. Just make the movie and we'll decide. When you front load with this, a lot of this kind of, I don't want to call it controversial, but it's just kind of this like the rabble. It's like it doesn't. It gets in the way of the movie. It gets in the way of the story. No one cares what story they're going to tell now, because all they're caring about is
all they're going to focus on.
Yeah, they're just going to focus on the comments from the director, and it's just, I mean, again, to shift into a little bit, the same story with the Snow White, with Rachel Ziegler and her comments earlier this year, and how that became the polarizing. We weren't focused on what was going to be story going to be told. We were focusing on her comments. And then it's interesting, they've kind of walked it back. They're kind of going to do some reshoots with Snow White and apparently going to change some things.
Good. Like the animation?
Well, so it's not animated. It's a live action.
Oh, there's a live one.
Yeah, it's a live with Rachel Ziegler. So
I haven't seen it.
Well, it's in development. It's
okay.
it's been filmed, but they're going to anyway. So the point of this is that a lot of this stuff is in the way of like, they're trying to make a point. They're trying to say, hey, this is what we're doing differently. We're going to change this. We're going to change the culture of all this kind of stuff. And the danger in that is that you end up losing the actual story and what's going to happen in the movie and why we should watch the movie in the first place. And Star Wars, it can't seem to get out of it. And Phil, I don't know how you feel about it, but it's like, look, congratulations! I guess it's Daisy Riddle is going to be the star of the series of this new movie.
Right.
And she's going to be a big part of it. And it's like, awesome, that's great. Let's talk about what the story's going to be about. What is Rey's part in it's going to be? How is she going to shape this story? How is she going to tell us the story of the Force and of the continuing arcs that the Star Wars universe is going to go through? But instead, we get these statements that, in some ways, are almost akin to political statements.
Yeah.
That,
it's just like you said, just make a good movie.
Right. And give us a story. Yeah. Give us a story. Hey, tell us about what Rey's going to do. What's this going to look like? Is she going to be in charge of a new Jedi Academy? What's going to happen? How is she going to lead? Is she going to struggle with the dark side? Is that going to be a part of her because that was Luke's struggle? Or is she going to be different? Is she going to struggle with something else? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to find out that you feel like this is going to be the first female-led Star Wars, because we've already been there. And
with her, that's where I'm.
It makes you kind of pause. And again, people are allowed to say what they want to say. I'm not saying she shouldn't be saying.
Well, I almost feel like it shouldn't be said because it's obvious.
Yeah.
Like it was set up that way for her to kind of be like the new like.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that it's taken us this long to get here, to get Daisy Riddle back into the movie.
Now, what would be kind of cool?
Kylo Ren quit. He said he's not doing it anymore.
Oh yeah.
He's my favorite.
What's Adam? What's his last name?
I can't remember. I know it's Adam.
If you didn't
something.
ask me, I could have told you.
But yeah, he said he's
Adam
done.
Driver. There it is.
Yeah, he said he's done with Star Wars.
I don't blame him though.
But he.
Because look, remember that in that last movie, in the fall, the Rise of the Skywalker, or whatever it was titled, like it was a weird one. Like him and Rey and that whole whatever happened at the end.
So she's already struggled with the dark side, so that's out.
Right. So what are we gonna do next? I'm not surprised that Adam Driver said no, because Adam Driver. Yeah. It's not that Daisy Riddle isn't a good actress. She's a fantastic actress. She's just as qualified as Adam Driver. But I think Adam Driver was like, I'm going to do something different. I mean, he did 65 Million Years, or 65 was that movie with the dinosaurs and the past of the world. And so I think he's trying to diversify his acting, his acting dossier.
Well, he's usually like a comedian too.
Yeah.
So.
But he can play some pretty serious, some serious roles. So I don't blame Adam Driver for not doing Star Wars again. What else are you going to do with? Because didn't Kylo Ren die at the
No.
end? Or she resurrected him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
They kiss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what brought him back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if there's like a female Vader vibe, like a female evil.
Yeah. I would be
Which
down.
there have been in the universe, like in the
Yeah,
games
like, I
and
think that
stuff.
would be cool to kind of.
Was Mara
Yeah.
Jade one of those or no?
Who? I think so. Maybe.
She was a baddie, but then turned good. I think. Was she the girlfriend of Luke Skywalker? Oh man,
sure.
I don't have it ready. I don't have it ready.
We're talking about the legends now. No
Yeah,
longer
we're
canon.
going into So Mara Jade. No, she's Mara Jade Skywalker. She's married. Is the wife of Luke Skywalker. So she was kind of like a rebel, kind of like a Han Solo kind of character. And then Luke and her became in relationships, and that's a whole part of the written story of the Star Wars universe that they ignored. Decided to go with their own little thing that.
Siblings kissing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why you said that.
Because that's what he's like alluding to.
Yeah. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. So Marvel. Has anyone seen any of the Marvel movies lately?
No, but
I
there's a
haven't,
bunch coming out this year.
I haven't
Like
seen
a
a Marvel
bunch.
movie in over.
They need to move on. Let's get something new.
Yes, new ideas.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The last one I remember seeing is like Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
that.
The last one we watched was
Endgame.
Endgame. And I haven't really there's a whole bunch, there's a series, there's the Thor is on series. Like, here's the thing I think what I was trying to get at with this, with Marvel. There's so much.
There's way too many.
Way too much.
Can't keep up.
Between the TVs and the TVs, between the TV shows and between all the TVs
All
we've got in
the
the house.
TVs.
So many TVs in this house. Everywhere you look, there's a TV. There's not. We have one. So between the TV and the shows and the movies, it's so much.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even sit down to try and figure it out. And there's this thing where like people have been like, look, y'all need, like Vicki saying, y'all need to slow down. Like there is so much to consume. There's no way
Yeah.
that we can get it all done.
This is probably a dumb question. Is Spider-Man Marvel?
Yeah,
Yes.
now he is.
Okay, so why are there so many freaking Spider-Mans? I can't keep up.
I've been on the soapbox
I've-
before too.
I've
Like,
heard
literally.
these animated Spider-Mans are some of the best movies.
Yeah, so Miles Morales, his movies have been really good.
Agreed.
Like
I've-
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's been really cool. They've done some really good work. The last live-action Spider-Man, which was Spider-Man No Way Home.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
No, Homecoming or No Way. I don't know what it was. It had all the three Spider-Man. That was a.
And it brought in some of the animated ones. I don't know if
wow.
you've seen it.
I haven't.
Because I had your same complaint
Yeah.
on this podcast actually, and you guys were like, you should see this. It kind of ties it all together, and
Yeah.
I think it did. So
It
I
did.
recommend that.
It was
to
really
you.
good.
Okay, thank you.
Because you had Tom Holland, you had Andrew Garfield, and you had Topher Grace, and they were all together in the same movie, coming together, and there were some just moments.
And the villains come along too.
Okay.
And so there's some plot holes in and around it, but the idea is that you get to see all of them together, and it's kind of just a nice acknowledgement that they're all
Yeah.
three Spider-Man, despite their individual movies. It's just kind of a cool thing. That was good stuff. Like people were really happy with that. Everything else in between was going on. They're just like, this is junk. Why are you giving us Immortals? It's a terrible movie. Like, why are you giving us this? This is bad. Why? This is dumb. This is stupid. Why are we doing this? We don't care about this. Like, they're giving us stuff that nobody asked for and nobody wants. And that's the part that's frustrating. So I couldn't tell you what the latest Marvel movie is because I haven't watched it and I don't care.
Oh, there's a
What
bunch
if?
coming out in 2020.
I think it's a series. What if?
Oh, I haven't. Has it been good?
I've heard good things about it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I'm so burnt out on it. Like,
Yeah.
the whole Marvel thing. Like, I'm a fan of Venom.
Yeah.
Growing up, Venom and Carnage were my two
Yeah.
favorite
Oh, we still haven't watched
Spider-Man characters. And no, that's my point. I did not watch the movies
Yeah.
because I'm just so burnt out.
Yeah.
We'll watch it eventually, but
No, I think there's a lot of talk now, and there has been the last year about just Marvel burnout. That people
Yeah.
are they're done. Like, so flash back with me for a moment to 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago.
88 miles an hour.
Yeah, 1.21 gigawatts. Yeah. Movies didn't come out as fast as they used to, as fast as they know. They came out a lot slower. Yeah. So you didn't have a Marvel movie. You had a Marvel movie a year. I think was what we ended up getting to a point
to keep up with that.
But before that, it wasn't. It was a Marvel. You had to wait a year or more for a Marvel movie. And that was good. Yeah. The anticipation and the hype buildup was beautiful because you sat down and when you watched Endgame, you're like, yeah, let's do this. And you were stoked. Enough time had passed. But now it has been like it's not even just down to one a year. It's several in a year. And it's become just this rapid fire, like, I can't keep up. And so people are getting burned out. They're shutting down. They're just like, I'm not going to watch this anymore. No, I'm not.
And they put them out, like, out of order, too. Like, if you want to watch them chronologically, you got to go and look up a list on how to do it.
Yep, how to go through.
And it's not just movies, it's TV shows.
Yeah, and those are all interweaving within the movies.
Right.
It's like,
it's this grand little masterpiece. Like, oh, well, it's all connected. And it's like, I don't watch movies for the kid. Like, you are asking a lot of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the time. You know, maybe your younger audience does, but we don't. And we are the public that pays for your movie tickets. Like, that's what we do. Like, we're gonna go on, or we're gonna pay for mobile streaming. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And so it just I wonder and I worry that we're gonna I think we have hit peak Marvel overload. And people aren't going to watch these movies. They're gonna be like, "Why am I? No, I don't want to watch this. This is dumb." Like, no. And they're gonna then we're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be nothing because they're all gonna be not making money, and then they're gonna have to cut back and when it's the idea of the Starbucks problem. So Starbucks opened up all these stores, and then like a year or two later, it was like, we've got too many stores open, close them all. And then like a year or two later, they're like, we don't have enough stores open more. And then it just became this yo-yo of
like a true former Starbucks employee.
Don't worry, I have a little tiff with Starbucks right now too.
Ooh, we'll get to that one.
They were rude to her, so she's like, I'm never coming back.
Let's get it. We'll get into that later. So yeah, Marvel it's lost me.
Is Deadpool Marvel?
He is.
Good question.
He is because he's
there's
with
a new
Wolverine.
Deadpool 3 this year.
Yeah.
Him and Wolverine are buds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I do like Deadpool.
But
I think that's because those movies.
Yeah.
They took longer to come out.
They take longer to come out, but they don't follow the superhero cliche. Like it's dirty, it's dark, it's it's.
He's like the anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's going to be any hope for Marvel and these, and that's really weird to say, Marvel and DC. It's like, look, give us a movie a year, make it a good movie.
Yes.
Don't be doing this churn and burn because we can tell when the writing's not up to standard because you're literally scrambling to get this thing done. Star Trek, don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
I will. So Star Trek, we're not going to get any of the new Kirk movies anytime soon with Chris Pine. That's not happening. I haven't seen anything positive about any of that. Discovery is ending its 5th season. I have not watched Discovery. I probably should watch some episodes to form an educated opinion on it. And then Strange New Worlds is the one bright spot for me. It's coming back. It's shooting right now.
Is that the animated one?
No, that's the one with Anton... what is his bucket? It's Christopher Pike. It's the Pike. Okay. It's Christopher Pike and the crew of the Starship Enterprise.
Now, is this a new movie or a new show?
Okay. It's a season 2 of Strange New Worlds. And Strange New Worlds came about because people were looking for self-contained stories. So one of the chief complaints about Star Trek Discovery is it was a season-long storyline. Okay. You couldn't jump in on episode 3 and find out what was like and have a self-contained story.
Right.
And in a lot of ways, I feel that a lot of television shows opt for that long, season-long story where you have to watch. It's basically like a 12-hour movie, and it's so drawn out. And while that has been in the past, has given you epic results, it also makes it really hard to step into a show mid-season because you're just like, what is going on?
Right.
So with Discovery, one of the complaints, there have been a couple, but it's an all right show. One of the complaints has been that it's so wide in its storytelling that it's not, you can't jump in an episode and find out what's going on. So Strange New Worlds came about, and so it gives you, every episode of season 1 was, for the most part, a self-contained story in similar vein to the old Star Trek, the original series, and Star Trek Next Generation, a little bit more DS9, Voyager, where there were self-contained episodes where you could watch and see, oh, this is, and the story ended by the end of the show. Right. There might be some season-long like threads, but they weren't like integral to the story that was being told within that single episode.
Right.
So Star Trek Strange New Worlds, with 1 or 2 episodes that were kind of shaky, was a return in what I feel to classic Star Trek storytelling.
Okay.
And that's what I love about Strange New Worlds. And I'm excited for Strange New Worlds Season 2, because if they can continue to do what they did with Season 1, it's going to be even better.
I'm curious who like their captain is now.
Pike. So it's the guy, he's the actor from Hell on Wheels.
Okay.
Rebecca Ramon. Oh my gosh, can't say her last name. She's number 1, so she's the female first officer. And there's a bunch of cool actors. Like all the actors in the show are incredible. So you'll have to, it's on Paramount Plus. Although I heard they're moving Star Trek away from Paramount Plus for some dumb reason.
Okay.
Don't ask. That's part of why I'm cranky about it.
It's part of why I'm cranky.
Part of why I'm cranky. Okay, Halo.
It depends if we're talking about the movie or the game.
Okay.
Or the show or the game.
Okay.
People are still not happy with the show.
Has it debuted yet, or is it still?
The season 2, no.
Okay.
It's coming soon, I think.
Okay.
But the game, Infinite, has gotten significantly better.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of what we should have had when the game launched, you know? And we're just now getting there.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I don't have too many updates on that. Just the game is improving, and people still hate on the show.
Hopefully season 2 redeems it. Kind of what you had talked about with the trailer.
I want to watch it, but
you said the trailer looked really good. That I said basically looks like anything.
And you know what they did?
What?
After I made those statements, they released like a poster art for it.
Yeah.
And it's got Master Chief bent over, like kneeling down, holding some dog tags with his helmet off.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, gosh, dude.
That's
why? I get it's in the books.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't want to see this man's face.
Right.
Or his butt for that matter.
Oh,
like,
geez.
why do you do this to me? Like,
because they hate you, Phil. This is their goal.
No, I think they just hate the people making the show. Just don't care about the game.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing because a lot of that was the issue with the Witcher TV series when the actor. Oh gosh, this is terrible. Names are hard today, apparently. What is? Hold on.
I know it, but I can't remember.
Witcher actor. I know his name.
And holding.
Stand by.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No. The worst.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So this was the issue with the Witcher TV series is that the first season was great. People loved it, and Henry Cavill was amazing as Geralt. It was just like he is Geralt of Rivia. And then the second season hit, and people started to see some wobbles, and there started to be some conversation about leaks about how Henry Cavill was a terrible person and he was running roughshod all over the writers. And then the actresses and actors on the show would come out and be like, "No, Henry's great to work with. We love him. What's going on here?" And then season 3 was coming up, and they announced they were going to. Then Henry Cavill, after season 3, was stepping away, and Liam Hemsworth was going to step into the role of Geralt of Rivia. And people just were like, "You've got to be kidding me. Really? Liam Hemsworth, the lesser Hemsworth brother?"
No, the other one.
Yeah, no, the other one. Not that one, the other one. Third string quarterback Hemsworth. And then it came to light that Henry Cavill was being like, "No, you got to go back to the source material. You got to go back to the books. You got to go back to the game. This is the important stories to tell." And the writers were just having none of it. They hated it. They hated the book. And so a lot of what came out of that was, and season 3 I hated season 3. I hated it. I watched it. I got all the way through. And you might understand this, Phil. It took more of so you know how Star Wars, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, that whole storyline, right?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of economic or political stuff that happens in the original movies. It's not really a background, right? So we get the prequels, and what do you get a lot of?
It's right off the bat.
Political intrigue. Oh, the trading empire and all the prices and the monies and the thingies and the politicals and the presidents.
Well, we've brought it up before too, on Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
That intro crawl is literally talking about taxes and the Federation.
Yeah.
And
I did not pay to learn about the IRS of the galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not how that works.
Oh my
But it happens in season 3 is it becomes the political intrigue becomes the story.
Right.
And it's just where's Geralt? Where's the Witcher?
Monsters?
Yeah, where's the reason for this series existing? Could you get back to the plot, please? And it became pretty common knowledge that after Henry Cavill was free and stepped away, that it was the writers' room and the producers and the staff of that show that were basically forced him out because he wasn't gonna do what they were asking him to do. He wasn't gonna not listen to the source material to tell the story. And so a lot of what I feel like is kind of the issue here is, to your point, for whatever reason, these people take on these shows, they willingly sign on for them, and then they hate them. They hate the source material. They hate where it came from. They hate why it exists. And then they say, okay, well, we're just going to do our own thing. It's like...
You want to know what doesn't do that?
What?
That came out recently, and that's the Twisted Metal series.
Yeah, we were talking about that before.
Zoe's never
I don't even know what Twisted Metal is, and I loved it.
and so she loved it, right?
Yeah.
But for me, a person who grew up with the games, there is so much fan service in there. And Twisted Metal doesn't really have that much of a story.
Right.
It's like, come participate in my tournament and I will grant you a wish, which ends up being like dark.
Right.
And so the first season is like a prequel to that tournament.
Oh, okay.
And so towards the end, they're like hinting towards there's Calypso and his tournament and all that. And like, but through the whole series, like you could tell these people loved what they were working on.
Yeah.
And they like all the little Easter eggs throughout it. Like if you're a Twisted Metal fan, you're going to love it.
Okay.
So
I think I've been meaning to watch it, and you were telling me about it. I was like, I think I need to check it out.
Yeah, it is a little brutal. I'll tell you that. It's brutal.
Yeah, I don't mind a little violence in my movie.
But it's really good and funny.
Yeah. The other show that I was going to mention that hated its source material was Resident Evil.
The series, yes.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. The movies even kind of
Started to lose it.
Started to, yeah.
Okay, I'm like, you can't hate on the original movie. I was like,
no, the original movie
when I watched that.
The original is brilliantly brutal and terrifying.
Yes.
The second one's good. I think all the way up until she starts becoming.
There's like millions of the same person of her. Then I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts to jump the shark. It really starts to stretch credulity. But I love those movies with it's Mila Jovovich.
Oh, yes.
She is the resident character. She is amazing, and she's got the acting chops to pull it off.
But yeah, the TV series with the twerking and all that.
It was so weird.
What are you doing?
It was weird, and it was like back and forth between timelines.
Yeah.
And everything else. It was But it was clear, and they were like, "Oh no, we were thinking about doing like several years of this." Yeah. I'm like, "Who said this was good?" Anyway,
did they base the show off like the game? Or?
No, they disrespected everything.
Yeah, everything. Everything was. They took it and they cobbled it together, and then they made something, and it was just like, that's what you made. That's what you took. That's what you. Okay, all right.
Okay, I'm glad I never watched it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I would like to add in a thing before you move on, because we haven't talked about Disney. Mm-hmm. I shared with the group
this awesome video.
Once Upon a Studio. I don't know if you saw it because you're very busy trying to get the water out of our basement. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not mad.
Okay,
but maybe we could watch it together, talk about it.
Okay, I'll look at it here in a little bit.
It's amazing. Isn't it?
Yeah,
it blew my mind. I teared up.
It was very cute. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your go and find that on the YouTube.
But Aaron, you have to watch it because it literally has all the different animations in one. Like,
nice.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
It touches on all of the motion picture it's from Snow White to the most recent ones.
Okay.
Which, by the way, a soapbox I want to go on.
Okay.
I haven't dug deep into this, but it was touched on, and I'm like, it's a good point. Disney's got to get better at writing. They're getting really lazy. With the main female protagonist, there's been this thing where like the females they're the cute awkward, and they are all kind of becoming really similar in personality instead of distinct, like all the Disney princesses have been.
Yes.
Since the beginning. Even Aurora, who doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't have a lot of speaking, but their personality is really distinct.
Yeah.
And these new ones.
Well, I've made the argument that Disney has lost any kind of creativity because all they're doing is rebooting the originals with that live action, and then
that's got to stop.
It has to stop.
End this. Stop, Disney.
And then they made the movie Wish, which
did terribly.
Well, and it was funny. Like I was watching the trailer.
Like it was a record bad for them, I think.
Oh yeah, no, it tanked. So what I love about it is, and it makes me sad is that so the trailer is like introduces the fact that the king is like a wish granter, right? And he selects like a certain amount of wishes, like 3 or 4 wishes.
I think I know what you're going to say.
And he's like, oh, these are the wishes that I'm going to grant.
Yeah.
And so then our heroine is like, well, why don't we grant everyone wishes?
Oh, you've talked
And I
about
just hit
this.
the pause button on the trailer and said, because that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah.
Anything. Nothing. Let's not do that because now there's anarchy.
So
That's out of control. You got wishes of unicorns and robots and starships.
What's that song from the 90s? You can't always get what you want.
But you get what you need. And so I just...
Like 10X is onto something. Let's listen to
out
them.
at that point in the trailer.
Yeah,
I still watched, but I was just like, this is the movie you're going to make, Disney?
They basically make the hero the villain and the villain the hero.
And it's like
What?
I don't...
Yeah, because if
Disney,
you're granting
stop.
everyone's wishes, like that's definitely going to end up becoming a bad thing. But the movie
Yeah,
makes
they're
her
gonna
like
crisscross and
the movie makes her out to be the hero.
Because she's going to give everyone their wishes, and she's going to save the world. Here's the thing. So this
okay,
movie
you're
was...
scaring Zoe.
That's my job.
No, she's our guest.
So the idea behind the movie was, so you know the old Disney song, I wish upon a star. That's what was the basis for this movie.
Oh, God.
That's where they're like, oh, we're going to tie in the wish upon a star, and we're going to embrace the mythos and tie it into this movie, and then it's going to be great, and everyone's going to love us. It's going to be a movie for the ages.
This has all gone back to Pinocchio.
Once upon a
That's what's from.
The Curse of
Just
Polly
saying.
Shore.
Once Upon a Studio did a really good version of that song.
Okay.
That short you had us watch, that's the song they're all singing. When you wish.
upon
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and they're all singing it. I love that.
And
That
then
was
Yeah.
so
Tinkerbell
great.
does the little.
Aaron, can we watch it together after?
Yes.
It's really
Thank
awesome.
you.
Certainly. So that's the thing I think about Disney is that, and so the only bright spot in the Disney Pixar situation right now, because Pixar is doing well, is Inside Out and back Inside Out. What is it?
Oh, dude, I have it written down.
Yeah, Inside Out. And
Inside Out 2 is coming.
Inside Out 2.
And if you watch the
I'm excited.
Did
It's
you-
on my
Oh, that
list.
is
did you
cool.
watch the trailer?
Not yet.
It is fun because there's like the conversation of like they come in and they do the construction on the control board, and then like they leave and they're like, and then there's like one guy's like anxiety. Oh, who are you? I'm anxiety, and we're all here. And then Joy's like, you all like we're all here, and she's like we, and then it cuts. It's like Inside Out or Out Back, whatever, and it's
I
like
so get that.
yeah, but it's like it's the idea of obviously she's growing up and she's a teenager now. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
That's cool.
I'm hopeful that they won't stray too far into like trying to make a point and trying to pontificate and preach.
Because the first one was really good.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was,
And I watched a video about how there's some cool like psychology stuff that went completely over my head, but that you probably understand.
Yeah, it was just like,
like master's level kind of stuff.
Well, and it's just cool that they made a visual representation of that.
Yeah.
Like, that is epic.
and they definitely had their consultants
Yes.
on that show that were probably psychologists and counselors who were going through the idea of these are the emotions, this is what they look like, this is what they feel like, this is what this would appeal to
They
the
probably
This is
showed
what
them like
color they are.
storyboards at least, so they
Yeah.
could get the idea.
And I mean, the story with the girl is like very relatable. I mean, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely is.
I love the color theory that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because you know how they say like different lighting and colors
Yep.
induce different emotions,
Yep.
and
It's so cool.
Okay. Do we need to take a break?
I'm good.
Aren't
do
we
we-
almost done?
We're getting there. If we want to keep going, what else is on your list, Zoe? Besides, so we've done a tour of the state of the fandom. What's on your? Because on
Oh, I wrote down like movies I'm excited for in 2024.
So let's talk with that. That will be our topic 3, which is things I believe about things that I believe about, nerd things that I will fight about and probably lose but don't care. Also in there, stuff you're looking forward to in 2024.
Well, to answer that other question,
Yeah.
Fortnite, because every time I say that I'm into Fortnite, everyone just gives me like the weirdest look. Even our students. Except for one that's like, "Can you play with me?" And I'm like, "I don't know if I can do that." But So that is something that I will just never. I'm not gonna give up. Like I love Fortnite. It's epic. Like they literally change the map every so often.
I think when people look at you weird is that Fortnite is traditionally the venue of the late elementary and middle school student. Traditionally, and there's exceptions to this rule, obviously, most high schoolers have graduated past the Fortnite experience. Now,
I didn't play video games though when I was in high school.
That's true. So, and I'm not casting any shade. I'm actually very proud that you are holding to this and enjoying this. And I think it's important to note that if there's something that brings you joy and that everyone else thinks is weird, die on that hill, live on that hill, cement yourself to that hill, and kick them off the hill, and they try and come after you.
As long as it's legal.
Yes, or set up like electric fences around you so they can't get to you. And you can just watch them go. You're like, ah!
That was very dark.
It is funny to think about though. Like every time you lose in Fortnite, it's probably to a 5 to 6 year old.
It's okay. It's fine. I won 4 times in a row the other day. So
Woo!
Yeah,
Look at you
with my
sister.
sister-in-law. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so anything else? Anybody else want to answer that question of the things that I will believe about? I believe about nerd things that I will fight about and probably lose, but don't care.
Yeah. Call of Duty sucks.
I think everybody would agree.
I think because me and Chris, our county gamer host,
He said one of his favorite all time games is Warzone.
Yeah, but he hates it when it breaks and doesn't work.
Yeah. Well,
Which is a lot.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I say that, but I play it every day.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Call of Duty is someone's paying them money to keep this game going.
Yeah.
It's y'all. Y'all are playing it and giving them relevance.
You're paying them almost $100 a game. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. At some point, at some point that game series is going to die.
Yeah.
I don't know when that will be. It might be not within my lifetime, but maybe soon it'll just kind of.
Well, I wonder if we can extend that statement I made and just say battle royales in general.
Yeah.
Like they were good back in the day, like PUBG.
Yeah.
And H1Z1 and the golden age. And now everyone wants to do it.
Everyone's doing it. Yeah.
They're that's the thing. They're so monetized.
Yep.
And it's
sickening.
Not, yeah.
No, I agree with that. I actually will die on that hill with you. I think that, and that was the thing where people started to realize how bad the Battle Royale was. I think when the Tom Clancy gaming series was threatened to go into the Battle Royale.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna make a Battle Royale. People were like, nobody asked for that. Don't.
And then the game that would be perfect for a Battle Royale refuses to make one.
Which one's that?
Halo.
Yeah.
Halo would be perfect.
Yeah. I think I've played Overwatch 2, and I don't pay anything. I'm grinding. I'm not paid to play on that one because I'm not chunking my money over to them. But it is absolutely frustrating to play that game, to try and grind.
Yeah.
Because you're not making the progress. You're not earning you're slow earning your rises. You're slow earning your things, and it's not fun. I have a Star Trek fan club that I play with called Bravo Fleet, and we have a bunch of gaming folks who will do multiplayer games, and that's the only reason I'll play it. That's the only reason why I got as far as I did, so that I could then be allowed to play with them online in groups.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't. It's not like I sit down on my computer and go, "Ooh, let me go play Overwatch 2." I'm like, no, to get shot at and killed every 15 seconds, and then to have jerks gatekeep and camp outside our generation point and shoot us as soon as we come out of there.
Yeah.
Where's the joy in that? And hope that maybe one of us breaks through the line.
Yeah.
I agree. Battle Royale needs to go.
And the battle pass system, I think.
Yeah.
Also needs to go. If you're going to have a battle pass, make sure that the things that you put in it, the cosmetics that you get from it, are just as good, if not better, than what you can buy from the in-game store. Yeah. Call of Duty is really bad about it. All their coolest stuff is from the actual store. You have to, some of the stuff is $28.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
And the battle pass itself is only $10, so it's not too bad.
So what they do is they get to $10 from you.
And then they're like, look at this awesome thing.
And I can't wait for that. I have to grind more to get that.
And the $100 that you paid the game,
Right.
for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though that's why
it makes sense though because Warzone is free. So that's their way of monetizing Warzone.
Got you. Okay.
But they got to monetize it somehow. Well, and that's why Fortnite is Fortnite paid for the Epic Store.
Yeah.
Without question. Fortnite gave Epic the ability to have their own game store, have their own stuff. And Fortnite is like $1 billion industry.
And usually if you buy one battle pass, like you will get enough money from like doing the stuff.
Yeah.
That you can just
you can get
the
the next one.
Yeah.
And then the next so you're only paying for it like maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
So it's
as long as you complete it.
I'm not giving Fortnite all my money. You
Yeah.
know?
No, but
they have gotten a lot.
Other people are.
Right, yeah.
And that's what's funding this whole Fortnite experience. Okay, any other hills we want to die on before we move over to movies for the year?
I mean, I would defend most of at least like pre-2000 animated Disney movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like some problematic ones. Like I could think about things from Dumbo or Lady and the Tramp, but I'm prepared to die on a hill of keep the movies as they are, use it as a conversation piece.
Yeah. It's history.
Yeah.
Like
I have one more since you brought that up.
Okay.
I have a few movies like for next time, like for top that for me are 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to just choose just one.
Okay.
So we watch just one.
Okay.
But one that I'm not going to make you guys watch killed Fox Animation Studios. Titan AE.
Yes.
For me, that is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
And it
bombed.
ruined.
Yeah, it bombed.
It ruined the animation studio.
Yeah.
No longer exists.
Yep. Yeah, Titan AE when did that come out?
2000 and I want to say 2001 maybe.
Yeah, that's Titan AE release date. Yeah, 2000. Oh, wow. Titan AE was and I remember that watching and going, interesting. Not good ratings. Box office. So the budget of this movie was $75 million. The box office take $36.8 million.
that is horrid.
I think I've actually seen this. It is good.
It is a great movie.
I think it's the one where he lands on the windshield
Yeah,
and he
he's
acts
like,
like he's cleaning it.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that like bankrupt them?
It would do.
It ended them.
It would,
I mean, that's
it,
50 million that they lost?
Yeah.
It destroyed, like you said, it destroyed their animation studio. Yeah.
And it was
It's good.
Was it
And
Don Bluth?
that's $2,000's money. That's not like
Yeah, that's
2020.
like a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of chunk of change. You were saying?
Good point there. Is that a Don Bluth movie?
Yes, Don Bluth.
I love all his movies. Land Before Time.
Yep.
Oh, lovely. Which they're redoing, and I'm so sad.
Didn't he also do
Stop
Five
doing
Full
this,
Goes
people.
West?
What?
Didn't he also do Five Full Goes West? That's another one of my favorites.
Probably.
But yeah, Don Bluth, he was like, him and Walt Disney were like in the ring going at it back in the day, you know.
Let's see. Let me look at. Yeah, he had Secret of Nim, American Tail.
Oh,
All
good.
Dogs Go
Secret
to
of
Heaven.
Nim. By the way, the book, if you have not read the book.
Land Before Time, Anastasia,
Anastasia.
Thumbelina,
Yes.
Titan AE, Rockadoodle.
That's good.
He was.
Those are fun movies.
Yeah, he did Bartok the Magnificent. Yeah, he has a pretty good track record. He did not do American Tail 5 Goes West.
Oh, that's my favorite one though.
Mouse burgers, let the saliva flow.
Maybe we put that on the list of movies that we have to watch. We watched for the first one, The American Tail, and I lost it at
You
certain points in that
did.
movie because I hated like the logic.
It's not as good as you remembered.
It was-
you were,
yeah, mine
you were
is-
really. It's like he doesn't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
When is he making these decisions?
Yeah,
I was
my
like, oh
nostalgia
gosh.
glasses were not
I
good.
remember that movie.
Which one?
Titan 8. I had to look it up because I'm like,
I had to as well.
yes, that's sad.
Yeah.
That makes me actually very
Yeah.
It broke him. Wasn't like kind of like 3D. The animation style was like
Some
new.
of it was.
Okay.
Like the spaceships, I believe, were like 3D.
Yeah.
They had like a weird effect for the
Yeah.
aliens. They were like
Yeah.
electricity.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember seeing all of it. I may have seen pieces of it. I might have to put that on my list of things to see. Okay. Any other hills we want to die on before we move on?
more
That's
hills
it,
that we're
I
dying
think.
on.
We've
So many hills, so many deaths.
yeah. Moving on. We're gonna go past the hills and down into the valley. What are the movies you're looking forward to for the year, Zoe?
I'm 12.
Shoo!
Which I didn't think was that bad.
No, that's good. That's good. It's not my 35 or 40.
That's fair. So Deadpool 3.
Okay, that's respectable.
I can't speak French, guys, so just bear with me.
The new Joker.
The new Joker.
Oh. How many Jokers have we got?
Well, this is
No,
the
Joaquin
Phoenix
sequel. With Lady Gaga.
Okay. I was like, are we doing another reboot? Because I'm going to lose
It's
it.
a fair question. I was wondering which one.
-1.
Godzilla minus
Okay.
one.
It's really good.
Oh
We've
my
seen
gosh.
it.
No, let's not talk about it, please. I don't want anything spoiled.
Oh my
Eric's
gosh.
feet have left the floor. I've never.
I can't.
Haven't seen
I know
you do
it's
that
good.
since the Lego movie.
It is
I know it's
so
good. Your guys' reaction to just hearing the name makes me want to see it.
so
It's
good.
so good.
We saw it in Phoenix.
I know, and his peers were so like, your dad looked at me like, "You poor sweet wife, going with your husband. You're saying you liked it, but I actually really did."
Oh yeah, I mean,
I want to see it
It's
so
an
bad.
incredible story.
Yeah.
And you don't like there was a point towards the end of the movie I had to go to the restroom. I was like, I gotta go. I was trying to find a moment that was appropriate to duck
feel
out and
that.
go. And I was like, but I don't want to miss what's gonna happen. I don't want to
Yeah.
miss what this moment is, even if it's a down moment or it's a conversation between two characters. Those moments carry weight.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful. And the ending and just
Yeah.
it is such an incredibly well told story. You are going to love it.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to hear and
I've
sit down
heard
and talk
that
to you
it's
about it.
like it's the one Godzilla movie where you don't really care about Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there and he's scary as all heck.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But there's a lot more human interest.
And you
I
can
mean,
go into it like me if you're not really knowing much about Godzilla, and you're fine.
yeah.
You're totally fine.
They do a really good job of
Well,
explaining
apparently you got in on the best one.
Yeah.
It's like-
yeah, for real, dude.
it.
I have not heard a single bad thing about it.
Our
Like,
sweet sister-in-law gave us movie passes for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so we were like, all right, which one is available that has the best reviews? And that
And
one did.
it was Godzilla -1.
I kind of guessed. I'm like, Aaron's
Yeah.
going to pick this one.
Yep. So there you go. What else is on your list?
Vicky, if you already knew about this and you tell me, I'm going to be sad because I know you're going to like this one. Wicked Part 1. They're making a movie. Wicked.
I've been waiting for this.
I am stoked.
I have been waiting for this because I haven't been able to see the musical.
The Broadway was. Oh.
I
I saw it,
heard.
like,
I've
twice.
heard. And so I've been like, someone needs to make a movie about this so I can experience this magic for myself. So
Can
I'm
we
excited.
go together?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
I don't know when it comes out, but I'll
We'll figure it out.
So as a study on this podcast, when me and Phil were talking Halo and kind of all the y'all were quiet,
We were
and then
zoning out,
then we switched to talk about that, and me and Phil just kind of checked out. We're like, all right, well, we'll come
Yeah, I'm
back.
How
vibing.
can you be
Chilling.
checked out about Wicked?
So Wicked is basically like the Wizard of Oz. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm a theater kid. I know
Okay,
what Wicked.
okay.
I know what Wicked is.
I was going to say, why are you checked out? You're a
there's-
theater kid.
So there's been so much produced with Wicked and with they did the book series, Wicked book series, where the guy wrote the book, and
Yeah.
it's just
I tried to get into it.
It was hard. It felt overdone, and so there's just been so much of it. I'm just like, I just need a break. So
the
when it
songs,
Okay.
man.
the songs, the musicals, the music is great, and the story is great too as well. I'm sure, but at some point I'll sit down and watch and do what I need to do, because I'm a musical kid from high school. We'll go from there. All right, what else you got on your list?
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
They had a 2? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Those movies are actually pretty good.
after they fixed his hair and eyes.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything
after
else?
the internet roasted them.
Yeah. They did make him look better.
I will say,
Okay.
congratulations to the studio for actually listening to the fans.
Yeah.
Because it would have been
Good.
horrid.
No one else is doing that, but
Right.
it paid off.
Right. They tried to, so do you remember when the Cats trailer hit and everyone lost their minds and they were like, this is nightmare fuel.
See, and I have me as a person going, why did you go to see Cats?
Yeah.
It's such, to me, an overrated musical.
Oh.
Oh,
That's the hill. Vicky's
I think
Cats?
Cats-
Les Miserables. There's so many better Cats.
no musical is better or worse than the other.
Yes, there is.
Okay. But here's the thing about Cats is that it is nonsensical in some ways, but there are deeper meanings. So the Sideways guy that he does a whole video on Cats, which I'll have to have you watch, and there is deeper meaning in the actual musical. If you
Okay.
go and watch the musical on a stage, the costumes make sense. It is actually.
Oh, I remember you having us listening to that thing where it's like, why is this music here?
Right. Why are you doing this? What is this? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So the Cats musical, the reason why it's so powerful is because it is partially you just check your brain at the door. It is not Phantom of the Opera. It is not, Les Miserables. It's, you can just kind of have fun.
Or Carousel or Music Man. These amazing, Oklahoma, these amazing stories.
Yes. But the power of...
I'm just going to throw them all out there.
The power of Cats is that it's a fun show with some meaning, because there is the conversation about going to the Heaviside Lair and being able to have this cat. I can't remember her name exactly, but she's not able to be touched. In the movie, she's played by Dame Judi Dench, I think is what it is, or something. But like, no one wants to touch her because she's unclean or she's bad or whatever. And in the musical, that moment where she actually does get touched and gets a hand in hers is a revolutionary, extraordinary musical moment where it's just like, whoa, yeah. In the movie, it's junk. And so when people tell me, Cats, the musical movie looks stupid, I'm like, yes, it is. See the actual...
And I'm the team of like, you couldn't pay me to watch that movie.
Well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't ask you, but I would.
And I'm like, I'm so glad.
I would go see the musical on Broadway to see how amazing... Think about technically on that show, right? How many costumes they have to do differently, how many costume changes, the lighting, the stage.
I mean, I'm sure the costumes are amazing.
All of the technical work and the acting work and the musical work and the song work. I love the songs of Cats. I get a kick out of them and I appreciate them. You can have your Snickers like Cats, and you can have your premium Rocher Les Miserables. You can have all of it. All musical theater, for the most part, with some exceptions, is equal.
So Cats stopped May 2002. You can never see it again.
It's my show.
I had to look
I really should be trying to like pick too many fights with you because it's like the day before our anniversary.
Oh no.
Cats.
I don't want you to get mad at me.
I don't think it's on Broadway. It's still running somewhere.
For sure in Vegas. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another one.
Or Gatlinburg. No, that's too far.
I think they stopped Phantom of the Opera too, and that made me sad.
Because that's a beautiful story. I know that one's overplayed, but that is an amazing story.
Favorite. Yeah.
Yep.
Based on a classic novel, I believe.
Yes, totally. Correct.
So I get a little bit up in arms and people like, Phantom of the Opera. I'm like, yeah, but it's a classic story.
It is.
It's an amazing story.
What else is on your list, Zoe?
Inside Out 2, which we already talked
of course.
about. Beetlejuice 2 is finally coming out with Jenna Ortega. Okay. You're going to hate this one, and I'm sorry.
He hated the last one. I don't know if you've noticed.
Okay, I'm to hear this.
Terrifier 3 is coming out, and I am stoked because it's like literally every year they give me another one, and I love it. And this one's going to be a Christmas one. You see where I'm going?
So what is
We got 11 months.
Oh, geez. So excited. So what is this movie, Terrifier 3?
It's some of the goriest movie, man.
Did I not show you? One of my students made me a painting.
Oh, no wonder you said Aaron would hate it.
Oh,
it's horror
and I was just like,
He's a clown.
Oh,
he does not talk at all.
Okay.
And he just murders people.
Okay.
And it's great.
It's gross.
He's so funny because he doesn't have to say anything and he makes you laugh because he goes up to people and they start smiling
or dancing
or like, and they go along with it because they think it's a joke, or whatever, and then he kills them later. It's fun.
In the most brutal ways. It's disgusting.
Anyways, maybe not. But the poster they have for it, he literally has like a Santa hat on and like an apron.
Zoe's having a moment.
I will show you a picture of him later. Anyways,
she's having a moment.
We will not show Vicki because she will have nightmares for real.
Yeah.
Mean Girls obviously next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Godzilla versus Kong: The New Empire.
Yeah, I've seen that commercial and I'm kind of concerned.
Why are you concerned?
For those of you who are listening along at home, Zoe just gave me the most evil-eyed, why? How dare you express concern, sir? And I just kind of felt attacked in the moment.
It sounded like she was approaching you with some therapy there.
Yeah, I was like,
why are you concerned?
I was looking at this like James Bond versus Dr. Evil, where we're like, why are you concerned?
Yeah.
I was watching a cartoon
I'd
villain
like
for a
you
second.
to die, Mr. Bond.
But first I will tell you my
Zoe.
evil plans and tell you why you're wrong.
I don't know. It looked really fantastical. And to the point of just too much.
Did you see the last one?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
They're fun to
It
watch.
was great.
Yeah, I know.
Took them down.
Yeah.
It was great. Okay, sorry. Okay, 2 more.
Okay.
Imaginary Friends. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. It's with Ryan
Reynolds.
Yeah, okay. So the trailer is badonkadonk.
I saw it and I was like, we're going. Literally.
It's so weird and wonderful.
I just want to know what it's all about.
Well, my guess is that it's all the imaginary friends need to get new friends or something. It is wow. My favorite is where he trips over the invisible friend at the end. He's like, "Who makes an invisible friend invisible?"
I mean, you.
Well, what I like about it, when I was growing up, they had this show called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, okay.
And it's where everyone, when they had an imaginary friend and they get too old, they abandon it, and then they go to Foster's Home, and then they get adopted. But it was a cool, cute little cartoon.
Okay.
And
maybe that's
they had some weird imaginary friends up in that. There was a bird that had a palm tree head and a airplane body, and it laid Easter eggs.
Oh.
And her name was Coco. Coco.
Okay, there was a trailer that you and I watched for the Godzilla movie where it was there was an imaginary friends thing. It would start off with the stuffed bear.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
No, I know it's not, but it reminds me of that.
That's a horror movie.
Yeah.
So it's
There's a lot of good horror movies coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
I only mentioned one.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
That's my favorite.
This there is that. This is it was a trailer for so this woman, she abandoned her imaginary friend, and then her daughter becomes friends with that imaginary friend again. It's like a bunny rabbit, but it's
this teddy bear.
But it's teddy bear, but it's a homicidal teddy bear and starts killing people.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Epic.
And I was just cringing all the way through. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, we both were just like.
You know what that reminds me?
Well, I was confused because with the main actress in that movie, I saw Lionsgate and I saw the actress was and she's she preaches. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, interesting trailer. Then I was watching this and I was just getting more and more confused.
Yeah. I don't know.
What? Huh? Why? Anyway.
It reminds me of that movie we watched, Puka.
Oh, yeah. Basically a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same idea, like a bear killing.
Yeah, a mascot. Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a human in that one, but you don't realize that till the end.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Is
quaint.
there one more movie on your list?
Yes, one more, Fallout. That's it.
That's a TV show, but yeah.
TV show. Yeah.
Really? Because it came up as a movie.
No, it's TV.
No, it's a TV show.
I am. We've talked about this before about the trailer we watched and how clean and shiny it was. I am cautiously optimistic. I'm hopeful. I would love for us to get a quality Fallout television show because after all the stuff that we've been given with Fallout game-wise, we deserve a win.
I read online someone had a comment, and they had an interesting point. In all the games, these guys are acting like the bombs just dropped.
Yeah.
When in reality, these games take place centuries after the... Why are you still building with scrap metal? So, maybe the new and shiny works out a little bit.
Okay.
But I mean, if in terms of video game lore, no, they're. I'm pretty sure. I am so sure the director of the show that was their idea. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, do that.
April 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got
that's
we
a
got a
TV
couple
show.
months ahead of us. Okay, that's fair. I have nothing that I'm excited about.
Oh,
Wow, Aaron.
I just haven't watched a lot of trailers. There's
Honestly, I googled 2024 movies.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, over break, he was working on his book most of the time.
I didn't have really a lot of time to do that.
Let's plug it.
Oh yeah,
January 15th.
January 15th.
Pick up Aaron's book, y'all.
The book will be released on Amazon.
Did you give them?
No, I will. It's upstairs.
No, it's not a secret.
Yeah, it sounds very well.
I just love how she was whispering.
The microphone's
I have a headphone that can hear you.
Secrets don't make friends. So there you go.
That's a lot of words.
I'm gonna whisper it right.
I wasn't sure if you'd already like.
Sorry.
I think they figured it out. Just not trying to say that they have, but I think it's loose.
I think so.
I think they know. No, I think it's for this year. I would really like for us actually no. Here's a movie that I'm not looking forward to. Two movies actually. So it was I won't talk about that one. But so there's a movie. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for. It's called Civil War.
I saw that pop up. So tell me about it, Aaron. I want to know.
It basically takes the idea in the near future that we go into our country a civil war.
So I brought it up, and you know what Phil goes? It's an election year.
Haven't you noticed every time it's an election year, a movie like this comes out?
Yeah. Well, this one is very. So we obviously try and not be too much political on the show and too much religious on the show because obviously it's a school sponsored thing. But this movie, I have buttons that get pushed that I'm just like, this is, and again, I have no power to tell them you shouldn't make this movie, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But there's an idea that when you make content, be it for YouTube, for TikTok, for movies, for television shows, whatever, that there is a power of the message that you're putting out there. And there's power in what you are suggesting or saying should or should not happen or whatever, or the narrative you're pushing out there. As I watched this trailer, I was like, this is not a healthy narrative to be pushing out, especially this year. Agreed. As we head into an election year, given that we've also just passed the anniversary of January 6th and a bunch of other stuff, and we've still got ongoing issues in court cases surrounding certain people involved in politics and in the election. And so as I watched the trailer, I was like, this doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not here to say that they shouldn't have made the movie, they shouldn't put the movie out. That's not my job. We're not here to censor. But I'm also here to say, look, it's an unusual time to be alive right now in 2023 into 2024. And to make a movie that's just not, there's no subtext to this movie. It's Civil War. Here's the trailer. America's at war with each other, and it's crazy. And I'm just like,
and they had to think about this years in advance.
Yeah, it just
it just feels.
I think the word Aaron is looking for is bad faith.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like this is really. It doesn't. I don't have the words to describe it because I can't quantify it. I can qualify the uncomfortable feelings I experience because of this movie, of this trailer, and go, I don't like this. I don't like that we're going to promote this and we're going to put this, because we talk about on either side of the issue and in the middle, there's always this conversation about you confirming the narrative. And a lot of times in our culture wars, quote unquote, I put that in very big quotes, there's a lot of times where something will happen and it's just, I shake my head and I go, you're confirming the narrative. You're affirming what we're trying to say it doesn't exist, or that they say doesn't exist, or we say, and now you've gone and you've done it. Like now,
you're manifesting it.
You're manifesting that narrative, mm-hmm. And so with this, again, there's this delicate line I'm walking where I'm like trying to suggest censorship, but not censorship, but also just like, what are we doing?
Because it's too real.
Yeah. It is.
We are so divided, and that could be a real thing. But I don't want it to ever go there.
I don't either.
Never again. No. We've done Civil War once. Let's not do it again.
We're just some nerds about Screenlight.
I think it's just that it rubbed up against my boundary of my buttons, and I was just like,
as soon as I saw it, I'm like, why? And he's like, an election year, and I'm like, I guess you're right. They always have to have something going on.
There was the movie that I was going to talk about that I haven't seen, but I've watched a lot of clips and a lot of clip shows about was the movie Michelle and Barack. Yeah, so they're on
When the World Ends or something.
Yeah. And so it's this I watched the trailer for it and I was like, what? And then I watched a video essay on it and I was just like, what? So there's these weird musical choices they throw in there that are totally not appropriate for the scenes. And the movie there's no resolution. there's a cyber attack apparently that breaks everything down, and there's this there's like this situation with but like how the movie ends, it doesn't resolve. It just ends.
Yeah, all I've seen is very mixed reviews. People are like, watch it one time, but that's it.
Yeah. And then for how many times we have had actual cyber attacks, like, is that something you really want to be putting out there too? Like,
again, it's that idea of like, I don't know. Again, we've entered into this weird conversation piece of Nerds by Screenlight, which we usually don't get this deeply philosophical. But I think the movie Civil War and that trailer, I will not see that movie. Not going to even engage in that because it feels too close to home. It feels like there's been a lot of discourse and rhetoric around the valley that is existing in our country, and the danger in, like you said, manifesting that narrative even further. It is in my opinion, and I agree with Phil, it's a bad faith exercise, and I would like to see something more creative. Like,
we already have Gone with the Wind,
right?
Like,
we don't need it. We already have I think it
the real like historical,
right?
Like,
we don't need another Oscar.
Yeah.
And it won an Oscar, I think, or was Best Picture.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Something like that. So, anyway, I think we've hit that natural exit point. Anything else?
We went deep.
We did. But hopefully it challenged you a little bit to think, and hopefully you've reflected, and hopefully we've made you consider. Or we've made you just wonder why you continue to listen to us, which hopefully you will.
We're entertaining.
We are. We're hilarious.
We'll review movies again next time, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, next week.
Should we like draw or whatever we're doing like on here? Or?
Yeah. So let's, because I have my movie that I've selected.
I've warned you what mine is.
I probably forgot about it already. Roll the dice. Okay, so how do we do this with rolling? I guess here
we could do like they have like a wheel of names thing I could do.
So what I'll do is I'll roll for each of you. Okay. I'll give you your number, and then whoever gets the highest number goes first, or the lowest. What do you think?
Let's go highest.
Highest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll the dice. Roll, baby, roll. Oh wait, is it 6-sided dice? Is that what I need?
Sure.
Let's figure this out.
I think
okay, so Zoe, you got 2.
Womp womp.
Phil, you've got 1.
Womp womp.
Vicky, you've got 3.
What? I don't like this thing already.
So Aaron goes first by default.
I got 1.
Oh, so you and I are tied for last.
I won.
You won.
Good job. Go, Vicky.
You're gonna be excited. I hope.
Okay.
So and we'll go around. If you guys do you have the movies already selected? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about them here in a second. Go ahead with Vicky. What's going to be what are we going to watch next week?
The 2019 Little Women.
Yes. Because
I have it on DVD.
There have been so many clips on TikTok, and I'm like, I gotta see the new one now. Okay.
I rewatched it over break, and I was like, this is my 10 out of 10 movie.
Love it.
We could all get together on a Saturday or something.
We could.
Depending, a Saturday night, if you wanted to get together as all 4 of us. We have space up there to sit, and we could all watch it together on the DVD.
Yeah,
We could.
Aaron wants to watch it with me.
Yeah, I need my support to kind of get through the movie.
Is it as long as the original? Because it was a little long, but
it's I want to say, but
okay.
How long is it?
All right, Phil, what's your movie that we're going to be eventually doing?
Zoe got 2, so you go.
Oh yeah, Zoe got 2. It's right. We got to go in order. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So that means I'm after?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Joaquin Phoenix, The Joker.
Oh no.
You'll love it because then I'll also make you watch the next one this year. That's why I picked it, because I'm like, and then the sequel comes out.
In her defense, look up the reviews for that movie.
I'm sure it's
amazing.
I've heard good things
high.
about it.
It's going to be great.
I think we're just... Well, I know from personally, it's not even the horror thing. It's just the fact that Heath Ledger died.
Yeah. Well,
And
it's
I think
also,
for me, that's why I haven't gone there with the Joker.
I don't enjoy like.
Well, she debated putting that one up.
Okay.
Between those two.
The Heath Ledger one. But then I pointed out, I'm like, you only like that movie because of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I fast forward all the Batman parts. I don't no.
Okay. That's fair. All right, Phil, we tied, so I'm going to let you go with your movie.
We are going to watch A Knight's Tale.
Okay.
All right.
I am okay with this. I love that
I was
movie.
at a toss between that and The Fifth Element. I was like, this would be a perfect
Either one would have been
Yeah,
perfect way to
yeah.
get Vicky to watch The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
But I can't go Against the Knight's Tale. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Like the announcer guy. He's like, legendary. It's called a lance. Hello.
Yeah. And you can hit. Oh, he's like, and you can hit me all day because you hit like a girl. Pow.
It's such a fantastic movie. I'm looking forward to that one. All right, mine is going to outdate any of you.
Wow.
It's going to be black and white.
I think I know what it is.
The movie's called The Apartment.
Yep.
It stars Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine.
Young Shirley MacLaine. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
Almost sounds familiar.
Yep. So we'll watch that. So
you do love your black and whites, and for very good reason. They're very good movies.
Yeah,
all right, so we'll start with Vicki. We'll start with Vicky's next week. Then we'll do Zoe the second week. We'll do Phil's the third week, and then we'll do mine the fourth week.
Yeah.
So that will be amazing. So look forward to those movies. And if you want to watch along and then listen to us, you can watch the movie before you do the podcast.
I think we all pick long movies.
Yeah.
Because yours is 2 hours too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the good ones are the long ones.
That is true.
So if you're out there in the land and you're interested in following along with our experience, feel free to watch those movies before the episodes air. Then you can compare and contrast your opinions of these movies. And none of them are really relevant. The Little Women is the newest. Mm-hmm. Joker's a little bit older.
I think it was the same
Knight's Tale is the older of the, and mine's the oldest. So
yeah, for sure.
They're not newfangled movies. They're got
and you got a good mix there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mix, different genres.
I'd
say.
You probably would have liked I had a third choice.
What was your third choice?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, yes!
Because that's my favorite
Julia
movie.
Stiles in her most amazing role ever.
And Heath Ledger.
Dancing and singing with the band behind him. I just love that so much.
10 Things I Hate About You, and because also the dad, and he puts the pregnant belly on her. It's just...
Maybe we'll just throw that one in later because, I don't know.
That'll be
really
a bonus round.
Yeah.
It's so good, though.
It is so good. And I love that it's a parody.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah, it's the...
And based on Shakespeare.
Taming of the Shrew,
Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, and the names and everything. It's fantastic.
Epic.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, well, there you have it. We have the next 4 or 5 weeks of Nerds by Screenlight planned out.
We are organized this year.
Yes.
We're getting better.
New goal for 2024. If you're out there in the land listening to this podcast, we wish you the best of the new year. We hope that everything that you desire and you want and you need is able to be gotten. And again, all the best, and hopefully you'll continue. Please continue to join us in this adventure. If you have comments, if you have stuff you want to throw at us, metaphorically, of course, please only, adelayedteacher@gmail.com, adelayedteacher@gmail.com. A small note to our friends who listen to us on the Bravo Fleet server. There's like 2 of them in this Bravo. And so on Bravo Fleet, there's a bunch of rooms.
Shout out both of y'all.
Yeah, shout out both of y'all. There's a bunch of rooms, and one of the rooms that they recently created was a vlogging and podcast channel where people could post and talk about vlogs and podcasts. And so I waited a good 2 or 3 weeks to see if hey, is anybody else posting? And then I threw mine in there. We've got about 2 or 3 consistent listeners. To their credit, and this is where I apologize to them at the end of the program as we close out, they mentioned that the fact that we were eating on air was driving them nuts and actually causing issues with triggering them a little bit. Okay. Understandable. So we apologize. We've moved the studio into a non-eating atmosphere, so every time we sit down, we won't be having food in our mouths.
No more free ASMR.
No.
To be fair, when I watch H3, the chat is constantly yelling at them about eating.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where they do it so much and all the time that chat is when are you guys ordering food? It started off as something that they hated,
right,
and then
they
it became
I don't think anyone would ever come to loving hearing us eat. It just doesn't. I don't think we have the H3N3 power for that one.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So there you go, a recognition of our listeners over in Bravo Fleet and listeners everywhere. To Phil's family. Your dad listens, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Your dad, Zoe's dad listens. So those of you who are listening, thank you for continuing to return to us. We appreciate your listenership. We appreciate the downloads that I get to see on my stats page. And we're looking forward to another big year here on Nerds by Screenlight as we close out episode 37.
We're going to get a HelloFresh sponsorship.
Yep, we're going.
Yes.
We're making it happen. Any sponsorships we're going to take because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
I want to
those
get
Crocs though.
Yeah, he does actually.
I gotta
But
say,
they need to say something.
I gotta say, for me, the perfect sponsorship would be Hexclad.
Okay.
The cooking set.
Oh, they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon. Oh God, I want a Hex class set. So
Okay,
bad.
I'll DM Gordon
reach
Ramsay
out to there
and get called an idiot sandwich.
We have been obsessed. We're on a kick with Gordon Ramsay. All of his shows, Uncharted, Master Chef, all the things.
It feels like he's taken up Anthony Bourdain's role.
Oh gosh.
Because Anthony Bourdain was he was the guy. He was the man with the shows, and he was doing the world travels. And it feels like Gordon Ramsay has stepped up into that role a little bit, and is
he's beating Phil Rosenthal. You feel like?
Well, but Phil Rosenthal's not a cook.
True.
Gordon Ramsay is a classically trained chef. The man's a genius in the kitchen. So I think Anthony Bourdain was the travel cook. Like he traveled. Like he filmed CNN. And then he died, obviously. Yeah. And that was a huge loss for a lot of us in that documentary field. And so I feel like Gordon Ramsay might be picking that up. So there you go. All right. Well, until next time when we will be doing Little Women.
Yay!
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It looks like this is probably a bad joke, but looks like they make him even littler Little Women. I don't know. They just all seem way younger than in the original bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. Anyways.
My mind just went into a terrible territory of like the next Leprechaun movie. It's going to be
no more Leprechaun movie.
They're making one, I think.
No, they're not.
I'm pretty sure they're making one.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure broadcasting here to you. We'll see you on the next one.
What, our outro?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. My name's Aaron.
I'm Vicky.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Zoe.
And that is the end. Good night. See you later. Peace out. We're
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she got it in.
Roll to the headphones.
I had to finally get my one clap in there.
There you go.
The raspberry flapovers will be out in a moment. The kitchen is closed.
You've been listening to the Nerds by Screenlight podcast, presented by Create at Morgan Productions, located in Fort Morgan, Colorado, USA. For more information on our production house, other podcasts hosted here, and further details, please visit www.createatmorgan.org. You can find us on Twitter at the handle CreateAtMorgan. Create at Morgan is a school club at Lincoln High School, our alternative education campus in Morgan County. Our sponsor is Aaron DeLay, the language arts teacher at Lincoln. Send any feedback to adelayedteacher@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to our podcast.